Hi, my name is Anubhav and welcome to this new show called Now I Know, or shall I say Now I Know. In this show, I'll be coming up with some really interesting stories around art that you were always curious about. Today's topic is why is art so expensive? So by the end of this video, hopefully you will be able to say, now I know. Let's get started. Do you know what is this? This is Salvator Mundi, a 500-year-old painting made by Leonardo da Vinci of Jesus Christ. Can you guess how much it is valued today? It is valued at, you know what? Watch this video.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the Leonardo da Vinci, the Salvator Mundi, the masterpiece by Leonardo of Christ the Saviour, previous in the collections of three kings of England, at 90 million. 95, and I go 110 over here. 110. I have it at 110 million. Will give me 120. Give me 140. 130 million. 140 million is bid at 140 million. With Alex at 140 million. 150 might take it at 140 million, holding at the moment. 370 million. Back to Francois' client at $370 million, ladies and gentlemen. 400 million. $400 million is the bid. Here in the sale room at 400 million with Alex Rotter. The bid is here at $400 million. For the Salvator Mundi at 400 million. Francois is out. Are you sure, Francois? At 400 million then. Thank you all for your bidding here and on the telephone to my left. And of course here, Loic and Francois. It is with Alex Rotter at 400 million. Leonardo Salvator Mundi selling here at Christie's. $400 million is the bid, and the piece is sold.
$450 million or 3,500 crore rupees for one painting. The art market in 2019 was worth more than $75 billion. So we know that the art market is expensive. But what makes it so expensive? Let's find out in the next few minutes. Why is art so expensive? The short answer is most art is not. Only 2 out of 1,000 people are able to sell their artwork for more than $10 million. So this video is actually about finding the secret of success of these 2 people. There are basically 2 factors of why art is sold at so exorbitant prices. The first factor is the money factor. The second factor is the art factor. Let's talk about the art factor first. Number 1, reputation of the artist. And reputation is built by if the artist has exhibited in museums in the past. If influential people are buying his artwork, how much was his previous work was sold for, and finally how famous is the artist and his artwork in the internet age. Number 2, the role of the art gallery and the dealer. So the prestigiousness of an art gallery also plays a part. We could arguably say that the art market is rigged. In an easier explanation, we could say that the art gallery and dealer acts as tastemakers. So they decide which artwork is good and therefore more expensive. Number 3, the scarcity effect. The price of an artwork shoots up if it cannot be recreated. And this happens with the non-living artists. And that is why the Vincis and the Picassos are very expensive. Number 4, the richness of the artwork and the common consensus over it. So if I feel and everyone else feels that this artwork is really good, then it's really good and therefore it's expensive. Number 5, stories. Stories play an important part in deciding the price of an artwork. For example, in 1911, Mona Lisa was stolen, and before that, it was not a very famous painting. It was not even in the top 10 list of the world's most expensive or famous paintings. But that robbery made headlines across the globe, and Mona Lisa instantly became so famous and therefore so expensive and valuable. Some other factors that influence the price of an artwork are the time and era that artwork is from, and of course, how is the condition of that artwork right now. Now let's discuss the money factors, and this is where things get really interesting. Number one, art is an investment. Just like land, the value of art appreciates over time. The older an artwork gets, the more valuable and expensive it gets. Number two, tax gains. Assume you bought an artwork for $1 million a few years ago, and today it's valued at say $10 million, and you suddenly decide to donate it to a museum or a charitable organization. Then your donation amount considered will be the present price of the artwork, and therefore your tax will be deducted based on the donation you made, which is $10 million for an artwork that you purchased a few years ago for $1 million. Interesting, isn't it? Number three, art may not be the most sound investment, but it pays incredible dividends in the form of social cachet. How? Leon Black, an American businessman, purchased The Scream for $120 million. And this news was covered by every newspaper in the world. If Black had bought a moderately impressive yacht for the same amount, he would have garnered no publicity at all. Number four, auctions. Auctions are crazy. An artwork whose base price was just $10 million could end up selling for $200 million. But how does this happen? This happens because rich people go to auctions. And they go to auctions with a social prestige. When there are many rich people in the room, they have this thinking कि ये artwork तो मैं ही लेके जाऊँगा आज. And that's why sometimes the price of an artwork get so inflated that it goes beyond our imaginations. Something that happened with Salvatore Mundi. Number five, what is left to buy? I'm a billionaire. I have bought every materialistic thing that exists in the world. What is left to buy? So why not buy artwork? Art market is the largest unregulated market in the world. It is easy to buy a very good artwork on the street, but you lose out on the investment value of buying an original artwork and building a collection. Another really interesting thing about the art world is that when an artwork is sold, it is the seller who makes all the profit and not the artist. Artists do not create an aura behind an artwork. It is the art galleries, the dealers, the collectors, the promoters. These are the people who create an aura behind an artwork so that their investment can maintain power. I hope you like this video. I'll see you in the next one.